Hello everyone and welcome back to our channel. We are Millennial Mom. If you don't know who is who, I'm Millennial. This is Mom.
Hello everyone and welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, I'm Mom or Kay from Millennial Mom, and today we finally have the season finale of the tell-all that only took 4 long episodes to complete. Is it anyone besides me who thinks that this was ridiculous to have a 4-part tell-all? 4 parts? They could do better than that. But anyways, again, I'm Mom from Millennial Mom, and I just want to say thank you for joining me for all 4 parts of the tell-all and hanging with me for this journey. We're going to get into it. It shouldn't take too long to review because honestly, the first 3 parts gave us everything we needed to see. The only people left was Yara and Jovi. So that was it pretty much. So in a minute or two, we'll get started. So I just want to say welcome to everyone again. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing, join the family. We're on the road to 2,000. So once we get there, we'll have a raffle for gift cards and things like that for our appreciation. Don't forget to hit that like button. Leave your comments because I love reading your comments. And we have a membership that's available. That'll be in the description box below. And if you can, share the video. Put us out in the algorithm for the people who watch 90 Day Fiancé. And just share the video in general for, we do Married at First Sight, Love After Lockup, and a show that's on Bravo, Love Without Borders. So there's a few shows that we do. I say we because it's still Millennial Mom. Millennial will be popping her head in for Married at First Sight. As the show goes along, she's working on different things for college and for work. So it'll just be me for right now. But that's okay, right? That's okay. I'm still here to give everyone the reviews and go back and forth with the comments and the drama with all these shows, if that's okay with you. So, all right, well, let's get started. So finally, like I said, it was the part 4 season finale of Happily Ever After Tell-All No Limits. Now, in the hot seat last night was Yara and Jovi. Now, before they begin, I guess it was necessary to learn about Yara's new boob job and how she feels better because the way she describes herself, how she was looking, especially when she was having like intimate time with her and Jovi. I personally thought that they could have left that out of the tell-all because what was the big deal? But I guess it kind of was a big deal when they went on to find out who was there for her and who wasn't. So opening the tell-all, Sean asked Yara, so I heard that while you were being in recovery for having your breast augmentation or boob job done, that Jovi left you at home to recover. And Yara says that she did, but it was okay because it was already something that was pre-planned. And then Jovi says, yes, it was pre-planned. He planned it like 6 months prior that he went on a trip to South Africa to go on a safari. And so Yara said, yeah, that was okay. But then you know who piped up? Andre piped up. Ed piped up as well. Andre was saying, I mean, how can you leave your wife at home during recovery period? I mean, didn't you think that was more important for her and your daughter? You know, and Jovi's like, well, I pre-planned this, but it's not like she didn't have to get her surgery done on the same exact day that I was going for my safari. And then Yara says, oh, well, you know, I didn't, you know, have to have, no, she didn't say that. She said that she had to have the surgery when they gave her the date. Now they do, if you ever had surgery of any kind, no matter how minor or how major, they do give you a scheduled date, but if you can't make that date, you can reschedule. So in my mind, I'm thinking, so if Jovi really did plan this out 6 months prior, because Yara co-signed this, she could have maybe waited until after he came back. I mean, how long is a safari trip? Like 2 weeks or so? But that's not what she wanted to do. And so she had this surgery. But Jovi said that he was home for 10 days before he even went to the safari. So he was there. So that took away everything that Andre said on his own, because Andre was trying to be messy. He was trying to be messy, going back and forth with Jovi the whole show, the whole tell-all, honestly. And so, but Jovi said that his mom, Gwen, came to help Yara with the baby too. So she wasn't just left alone for her 6-week recovery process. And Yara says, you know what? She wants Jovi to be happy. Whatever he wants is what she wants. So she doesn't want him to be miserable when they're around each other. And when she said that, I was thinking back through the season. And I was also thinking back to the season they came on when we first introduced to them. I think that Yara saying this, like she didn't want Jovi to be miserable. Okay, I get it. Jovi likes to hang out with his friends. He likes to hang out with his coworkers. But at the same time, I think it was kind of like a read between the lines a little bit with Yara, because when it comes down to her doing the things that she wants to do in Europe, she'll probably like throw that back in his face, because they seem like they have those type of arguments, like what I did for you, what I didn't do for you, stuff like that, you went on this safari, you spent all this time out of the country, so how come I can't? So I think that's kind of like read between the lines kind of thing, like I said. And so then when Sean introduced Miss Gwen, Jovi's mom, on the show, conversation picks up with Jovi and Yara talking about her recovery process. And again, Gwen said that she was there for Yara, so she didn't have to recover alone. But then along the way, Jovi said that he wanted Yara to have a second child. Now, this wasn't his first time saying that he wanted Yara to have another baby. And at the same time, I was thinking, like, why would she want to have another baby? She just got her breast done, and she didn't really want to have a baby when you asked that the first 3, 4, 5 times. So what makes you think this is different? And honestly, Angela said something that I actually agreed with. And she says that Jovi wants Yara to, put her baby in her, to have her stay home. So, like he has control. And I think that's true. I think that's what Jovi wants, to have Yara pregnant. At least he knows she's at home while he's at work, for the amount of time he's gone to work. And then when he comes home, like, he knows she's there. She's not gonna be out with her friends and things like that. Hi, Ashley, how you doing? And so, I never thought I would like agree with Angela when it came to certain things, but yeah, she she said 2 things actually on this ending of the finale of the tell-all that I agreed with. But Miss Gwen said that she doesn't want to be, she said that she doesn't just want to be the baby's nanny. She says, I'm the grandma, I'm not just the nanny. And I agree with that. When your children have kids, that is now their responsibility, because you have, as the parent, have paid your dues raising them. So now it's their turn. I can relate to that because I have a granddaughter, so I get it. Right. So, and then Gwen was saying how she feels that Jovi and Yara aren't ready to have a baby, and Yara co-signed it. And then Yara went on to cry and be upset because she was saying that just a whole bunch of things, I think, just came out at once, that she just doesn't want to have a baby. She doesn't want to feel like she's not taking care of her responsibility. She has a career now with 2 stores that she has. So sometimes she needs a break. She's human. So to get help and accept help from Ms. Gwen, that should be okay. And I think it should be okay too. And so then Jovi says that, Sean showed a clip of Jovi and his mom. And it was a clip where Jovi and his mom were having a disagreement. And Jovi was upset because his mom, wouldn't take the time out to watch Mila and just be there for her. And Jovi said after the clip was over that he was drunk and they didn't have, they weren't on the same page. And so Miss Gwen said that she has to drive 2 hours one way to even see her granddaughter, and that they should think about it more about what they're going to do. And I agree with that. So I do. Hold on, you guys. Give me 1 second. All right, sorry about that. The doorbell actually rang, so I apologize. Okay, and so yeah, I just think that is with Jovi and Yara, I think it's a personal kind of thing. I think that their relationship has taken a hit, and I think has taken a hit more than we've seen on the show because they can't seem to be on the same page. And I think there's a lot of issues from Jovi and maybe his parting ways and drinking, and Yara wanting to feel independent, hang out with her friends every now and then. But I don't know. Jovi said that he also wants to move and to make Yara happy. And the thing that his mom said is like, oh, so you're going to move? She said that me and her dad, or her and her husband, have bought property to move closer to Yara and Jovi. She's like, how come you didn't tell me that? And Jovi was like, I know, but I'm not going to stay in Louisiana if my wife's not happy. So I think that was kind of, I mean, he should have talked to his parents or the parents should have had more conversations back and forth, because buying property to be closer to you to help you out, but you said that you're moving somewhere else. So, I don't know. It just, that whole thing is just a mess. But then when we see Yara, she has a friend come on to, I guess, to defend her best friend, right? And her friend, they show clips of the friends talking to Yara, and when they're hanging out, and they're saying like, Jovi's not on your level, like you're better than Jovi. So, what are you doing being around him still? She's like, what? That's my husband. I love him. And so when Sean asked the friend says, well, I didn't mean it like that. I guess you didn't mean to come across the way that it came across, but I don't know how you can say it didn't, because you said exactly what you said. And she goes, no, well, I'm a single parent now. I'm divorced. I got myself together. I moved with my child, so I'm telling Yara, like, if anything came down to it, you can do it too. So that, I mean, okay, that's good advice. But at the same time, again, it's another of those read between the lines kind of thing. It's almost like, you don't have to stay there. You too good for him. So what are you doing? Get your stuff. I did it. You can too. Well, fun fact. Jovi shut that down. And he's like, no, it's not going to be like that. We're married and that's what it is. But what I was going to say originally is that her friend, I can't think of her name right now, that was on the show. It was on another blogger's channel that her friend, is alleged, got caught selling or being a part of street pharmaceuticals and in Louisiana, and is possibly in jail at this time. So Yara may need to watch the company that she keeps. So this friend right here, I wonder what type of true influence it truly is. So anyways, that was really it about Yara and Jovi. So for the time being, they're not sure where they're moving to. Miss Gwen and Jovi seem to be on better terms and better footing. Even Yara seemed to be the same way, but it's just the fact of getting everyone on the same page to see where they're going to go as far as their relationship goes in the future. All right, so there was some quick scenes in this finale. It was when the first one was when Michael went to go talk to Usman, gonna go get Usman straight for talking about his woman, his Angie. He want to let Usman know that this is not what you do. Like, that's my wife. You're not gonna talk to my wife this way. And Usman pretty much told him he was dumb. He was like, I'm smarter than you, right? Like, how come you can't see what's going on, right? And Michael didn't say nothing, but let me speak, listen, or Usman back and forth. So the bottom line is, Usman is telling Michael, that Angie or Angela is no good for you and that you can do better. And Michael's like, no, just respect me, respect my relationship and everything else. And he said, when Angela... So Michael's pretty much saying when Angela's talking to you, like, you don't have to go back and forth with her like that. And then Usman said to Michael, he said, so if Angela attacks me, she says words that I don't like her to say, I'm just supposed to like not say nothing. Usman was saying like he's going to get the same energy. And then he also said that, I don't dislike Angela, but pretty much she's not going to talk to me in all kind of way. And so Michael said, yes, that's what I mean. And Usman said, it's a capital no. I must admit, I laughed so hard at that. He said a capital no if Angela comes back at him like that. I don't blame him because, Angela is got a big mouth and she likes to interject in everybody's business, including her own. But, so Usman's trying to tell him, last your wife, but I'm going to say what I have to say because I can't. And then also to Jenny got a little bit of a backbone this finale. She was speaking up against Big Ed for going out and speaking out to the cast members for being rude, and they're going back and forth. And she's telling him, well, he tells her to shut up. She goes, no, you shut up. I was like, okay, Jenny, standing up for what you believe is right. But in the background with Sumit, I mean, even though he's on the monitor, he just had his arms crossed or whatever he was doing. He was just sitting there. He didn't even interject. He said nothing. I'm like, you can't even be like, hey, don't talk to my wife like that. But he didn't say a word. So, but I guess Jenny, well, that she speaks up when she's in India with Sumit. But with Ed, Big Ed, she was just real tired of him, was just telling him, like, mind your business. Everybody don't need your input. So go ahead, Jenny. At least you said something that's tell-all instead of just being quiet like normally are. So that the Yara and Jovi on the hot seat, Yara and her friend talking about, being there for her. Yara saying that she wants to move out of Louisiana. Jovi going on that safari while Yara's recuperating from her breast surgery. Miss Gwen talking about she is the grandmother, not the nanny. Yara saying that she wants to get an apartment in Europe for her and her daughter, and Jovi wasn't with it. That was the finale of the tell-all. It was truly the first 10 minutes. The rest of the hour was based off of what happened as the night concluded. So that's what I'm saying. Like, they really stretched this tell-all out. Now, I know that, next week is a brand new 90-Day Fiancé, which I will be reviewing. But, I mean, they really had to, stretch it out for 4 weeks. So apparently this new season wasn't ready until now. Well, after the tell-all, the cast goes backstage for drinks, and Andre goes to talk with Jovi, and he asked him, so what do you feel about being on the hot seat? And he said, Jovi said, when he heard Yara talk about having an apartment in Europe, in her name only, and for her friends to say he was out of her league, that's when he knows or feels that Yara's mom was in on it, and the friends are in on it, and they really don't want Yara and him to be together, right? And so Andre was like, see, I told you she would be kind of like disrespectful. And I'm thinking, what do you mean you told him? To me, Andre was mocking Jovi about the strip clubs, what Yara was doing, what she wasn't doing, and this and that. So the first person you go talk to is Jovi and ask him how he feels being on the hot seat. I mean, okay, but Andre, he got his own thing to worry about with Elizabeth and her family. So Jovi in his situation, that's apples and oranges. So, and then what else happened? Let's see. And then the ladies are backstage, getting ready to go. Jenny says she's had enough. She's talking to Kim and the other ladies. She says she's had enough of Big Ed. It's over his antics through the whole tell-all. Kim says she feels that she said everything she wanted to say, and she's good on it. And then when we see Big Ed, he says he's felt attacked through the whole tell-all, and no one is coming clean. And everyone who had something to say, they got theirs. And if they don't like it, that's just too bad. And then we have Bilal and Shahida. They say that every tell-all is hard on them, but they feel like they're in a better place and on the same team. So now on the way to the hotel for drinks and just to rest and whatever, the most interesting thing was when Jovi and Big Ed were in the same car together. I noticed that they put similar people in the same cars together. At least they did the first night of the tell-all. And so Ed and Jovi are having a conversation, mainly Jovi. Jovi's telling Ed, like, listen, I didn't like what you were saying at the tell. I didn't like how you were presenting yourself, presenting information, and especially I didn't like how you talked to my wife or Angela. And he said that to Big Ed that if it was another time around different people, a different place, Ed, you're gonna get your butt kicked. And Ed was like, oh, he's like had to think about it. But Ed, I don't think he cares. I think Ed his personality is just as I don't know. It's the same characterization, in my opinion, that Angela has, but just not quite as bold as Angela. Ed has a big mouth, so does Angela. They tend to say what they feel versus saying what they know, kind of thing. So that's the difference. But yeah, Ed, yeah, he needs to watch it, especially with those cast members, because Andre don't like him at all. It looked like Andre wanted to flick him across the stage a few times. And then with Jovi, who seemed like he's the most mild-mannered outside of Bilal, yeah. So Jovi was kind of like giving him a warning. So, and then when we see Angela, I guess originally during the first tell-all, her and Andre rode in the car together back to the hotel and everything. But Andre was asking her, so what you gonna do? She's like, I don't know. I'm in New York, spend some time out on the town by myself. So Angela goes in a car by herself. I didn't see who Andre went with. He probably went by himself too, because I don't know. I guess he was trying to kick it with Angela. I don't know what happened. But then all the cast members get back to the hotel at the bar. Everything's winding down. Now, Angela is actually asking the bartender, like, I think she said, are you married? Do you have a brother? Well, the bartender's married and he don't have a brother. And then Angela says, you know what? I'm single. I'm trying to be out here in New York doing what I do. She goes, I've had sex with one man for 5 years and she's just trying to live her life. I guess she's trying to say that she wants a one-night stand, a quick fling. But see, I took pause with that. So it's okay, as always, for Angela to have her quick flings and do what she wants to do, be on IG, social media, hang out with friends, drink, whatever. That's right, Mima. That's what you want to do. But let Michael do that. Let Michael even whisper he wants to even have free time, go hang out on the town, hang out with his friends who Angela calls the goofballs or anything like that. She is going to try to get a plane ticket the next day to go see why he's doing that, and is he cheating on her, and just calling him out of his name and everything. So yeah, no. Well, then you see Jenny, Kim, and Liz. Jenny and Kim are giving Liz advice. Jenny is pleading with Liz to please Liz, why are you with Ed? You can do so much better. Like, why are you with him? And Liz can give a real answer, but I think I know why Liz is with him, in my opinion, because she's still young. Ed is a good 20 years older than her. She's still young. She feels like maybe Ed is further advanced in his career, can offer her things. Because I don't know if it's stability. I mean, he has his own house, yes, but as far as stability goes, I don't know. Because I mean, I'm thinking for Liz, and I think maybe she really did fall in love with Ed. So when you're in love with somebody, it's kind of hard to let them go. So if your heart and your mind don't match, I think that's what it is with Liz. But Jenny is pleading with her, please, you could do so much better. And the look on Jenny's face was like, really like, please, girl, please say you're not going back. And then Kim is an instigator or gaslighter. Let me switch it up. Kim is a gaslighter. Kim was telling Liz, like, look, girl, you don't need him. She got her little attitude on, so I got to do it too. Girl, you don't need him. You can do better. Matter of fact, take that wine. I'd love to see you put some red wine on that white shirt he's wearing. Matter of fact, I would pay you for that. And I'm thinking, Kim, girl, ma'am, it's not that serious. Now that's petty level. She needs to go out classy. I mean, Ed already thinks this way about Liz, a certain way about Liz anyways. So why throw stuff on him anyway? So, Ed could be like, maybe say something like, I don't know, try to bring up like a DV thing, because Ed seemed like he could be petty like that too. So, but anyways, Liz didn't do it. And then we see Ed walk in while Liz is talking to Jenny and Kim. And he's saying, "Oh, are you all right?" She goes, "Yeah, I'm all right." And then he was like, "Do you want to talk?" or something, Liz said. And Ed was like, "Oh, so you want to talk?" And she was like, "No, not right now. I don't want to." So Ed leaves, and he's in the hallway, and he's talking to producers, I believe. And so Liz starts talking back to Kim and, Liz starts, did I say that already? Liz keeps talking back to Kim and Jenny. And so they can hear Ed talking, but they don't really know who he's talking to. And so Liz says, "I thought you were leaving. I can still hear you in the hallway." I'm like, Liz, are you getting a little bit of liquid courage? Because, it's not usually like that, at least not what we've seen on the episodes or the tell-all, right? So that gets Ed in a huff, and he hightails it to his room. And he gets to his room. He starts packing his clothes. Did y'all see that suitcase? Why was the suitcase like that? Why? He had a big box of tissue and there was just stuff everywhere. Anyways, Ed said that he had a speaking engagement in Boston. And so like the next day or so, and he had to get ready to go for that. And so he said, "Well, I have to make a note. No, I'm going to send a text message to the producers and to Liz so that everyone's on the same page, and to make sure that she gets home to San Diego fine." He said, because he really doesn't want her to come out to Boston where he's going to be speaking. And so he sends the text message. And while he's sending the text message, Liz is reading it out loud to Kim and Liz. And she was like, just wow. So I think that Liz wasn't really expecting to get a text from Ed saying, have her on different accommodations going home to San Diego. I think also too, when she read the text message, that she maybe thought that she was going to Boston, but Ed said he didn't want her there. So that relationship, honestly, Liz needs to get some self-esteem and move forward. Leave Ed where he is. He already disrespected you. Rose was on the show. He was texting and messaging her on Instagram or wherever. He was already on those dating apps you caught him on. So I don't understand what the pull is. I know you're in love, but the disrespect should start to, have you pull away from that to, start your journey back being a single woman, trying to do better for yourself and your child. And then later after that, we see Kim and Angela talk, and they're in Kim's room. It was a mess, by the way. I'm one of those people who like look around when they're in location and in their houses. I like look around where they are to see what's in there. So I'm kind of like nosy like that. But Angela is saying to Kim that she thinks Usman is a scammer. No offense, but he's scamming you. She says, Angela's going on and on. She goes, "But Kim, I think you see it too." And Kim was like, "No, I don't see it. I don't know what you're talking about." Right. And I'm thinking, Kim, you got to know what he's talking about. I mean, one, you're the president of his fan club. Hello, Courtney and Eddie. You're the president of his fan club. You've seen this man on this show before, on the first season. So you know what's going on. And I don't understand Kim. I don't understand Jenny. Well, let me take Jenny out of this because Jenny's married. Jenny got her man after all that time. I don't understand Kim, and I don't understand Angela. With these men who happen to be from Nigeria, but who are young as their own children. And I know it's fine for a man, it's a double standard, but still, for me, it's the same. That on the other side of the world, you're dating them and you both feel that they're doing something behind your back, but you're still pulled to them some kind of way. But Kim is defending her man because I think Kim still thinks that her and Usman, at least at the time of the taping, would still work out some kind of way. And I'm thinking, no, but I'm not Kim. But Angela's really trying to break it down for her, trying to get her to see what was going on. And as I said earlier, I agreed with Angela on two different fronts. And this is the second one. Like Angela was trying to put Kim on. She really was. I don't think it was nasty. I don't think it was negative. I just really feel that she was trying to get Kim to see the red flags, because Angela sees and knows the red flags in her relationship too. The difference is she's married to Michael, and Michael has a green card, green, whatever it is, K1 visa in the process, if it still is, versus Kim, who doesn't, because Kim can't have no babies. Michael and Angela have been settled that. And that is the thing that Usman, his family, and those traditions want, need, and expect from Usman. And Kim can't provide that at all. She just can't. So I don't understand what she's expecting from Usman after all this. But Kim said that, she sees it. She sees a little bit of it, but not the scamming part. And I'm like, I don't know how you can not see the scamming part, because that's the main issue. But says that she feels that her and Usman will just end up being friends. And I'm thinking, I really don't feel you could be friends either, but I'm not Kim. Because Kim definitely gives off desperate vibes. She'll say that she's not. It's clear that she is. It's just clear. And so the part that I skipped, though, was when Kim, Jenny, and Liz, and then Angela were trying to give Liz topics of like sex and how they got along with sex. Listen, I'm skipping that because it was truly nothing even to talk about. And I really didn't even want to hear about what gets them going at all. And then finally, we have Bilal and Shahida. They don't go to the bar. They go back to their hotel room. They walk in, there's roses on the bed, and it was a surprise for Shahida. And hey, I guess that little onesie that he held up, talking about my mommy in New York, or my whatever little onesie, I guess it was possibly baby making night. And so again, that's just my theory from the entire tell-all. For Bilal and Shahida to move forward in the next happily ever after, like, she would have to be, in my opinion, she would have to be pregnant, because there's nothing that I can see that they are bringing to the table that's different and new. I mean, what they're doing is just, the hamster wheel. She wants a yoga studio. She wants some money. She wants to know what his money is. She wants to know everything about Bilal that he's holding back in businesses. And again, unless that baby arrives, there's no storyline. So, but that was it though. So at the end of the tell-all, what did you all think about Angela, Andre, and Ed? Are they making their case to be a part of the next? They are boring. Yes, they're definitely boring. Are they making their case to be on the next show? Because there's a few things that was left dangling. For example, is that K1 visa going to be approved for Michael? Are we going to see the process of the approval or denial for the final time? Because if I remember on their first time out, when they came on a few years back, when we were introduced to Angela and Michael, I believe it was before the C-19 shutdown. I believe it was denied. So I'm not sure if this like second go around, because they got married, like the spousal K1. I don't know. To me, I thought if it was denied, regardless if you're married or not. So, because it's clearly something on your record or whatever the case may be. I mean, ask Andre. I mean, he's here, and whatever's on his or whatever he did or didn't do, his K1 is in jeopardy, and he's married and he's already here. So, and Michael is in Nigeria, and a possible similar scenario. So I don't know what those odds are. And then I think Andre and Elizabeth are making a case to come back again, whether it be on Happily Ever After or just the regular 90-day, because of their new baby they just had. And then the counseling session that we only saw one of, that family dynamic, if their family members really got together. And I think Ed is also trying to make a case to come back to, because if he's really talking to Rose and like the communication with that, like following that story, even though I think that, I've had enough of Ed, I had enough of Shahida and Bilal. I've had enough of, honestly, everybody. Really, honestly, everybody. But I don't know who else from the other seasons would qualify for the Happily Ever After. That's in a long-term relationship. And really, that was it. That tell-all, like I said, really ended in the first, right, none of them. Thank you. That tell-all really ended in the first 15 minutes after Jovi and Yara, because the tell-all had already played out in the first 3 episodes. The main part of this tell-all was the couples, yes, but the behind the scenes, like how did they interact with each other? And honestly, I thought that was boring. I thought that was, again, stretching the show, because this next season of the 90 Day wasn't ready to come out yet. So that was it. You know, I really have to give you a short video because nothing really happened. But I will say that I will be reviewing the next season of was the 90 Day the Other Way. They have a couple who I'm interested in seeing. It is an older lady with a younger man. So I think she said she was like 65, 68 with a younger man. So she's about 10 years older than Angela, like the same age range as Jenny, with another younger man in another country. So yeah, I'm ready to see how that's going to work out. And then the show just seems, I think they're also bringing a couple back from the Paradise as well on this season. So we'll see. So, well, all right, everyone. That was the end of the part 4 finale, which I'm glad. Hopefully they won't do another part 4. They could do 2, and that'll be it, because we didn't learn nothing new. And these couples aren't exactly that interesting to make it a 4-part finale. So next week, like I said, I'll do the 90 Day the Other Way. I'll be live doing those. And if you could join me, I greatly appreciate it. So in the meantime, thank you all so much for watching. If you haven't, don't forget to like. And if you haven't subscribed, join the family. We really appreciate that. And until next time, everyone, thank you for watching. Live simply, be grateful. Talk to you later.